000. It is the number we call in a time of crisis. We rely on the operators to get help quickly. But for the families of two women, that help never came. And now those families want justice.
I cry a lot. Pretty much just from memories of things, places. If I drive past somewhere, or I think about what could have been or what should have been. Yeah, I cry a lot.
I'm hiding in a bush answering your question.
Why are you hiding in a bush?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Why are you hiding in a bush?
Oh my God.
Oh my God, what?
Police, I'm three violent offenders.
What are you hiding in a bush for?
Because I'm ringing the police. I'm three violent offenders.
What amount of money can compensate?
No amount of money can compensate. I just want some justice and some accountability from AAA.
What was the last thing you said to your mum?
Breathe. That's all. That's the last thing I said.
And what was the last thing she said to you?
I love you.
Oh, look, just hearing the copies of the 000 phone calls with the children just screaming, and it was hysterical screaming. Now, anybody, I believe, that picks up a phone and hears that in the background must have known something was wrong.
2 grandmothers, 2 daughters, 2 murders, and too many excuses from the authorities.
My daughter may have been saved. At the very least, she may have been saved.
So now 2 lawsuits with the one sentiment: you failed us.
As for the call taker, you should be held accountable for what you didn't do. You didn't do your job. My daughter called you for help in her last moments of her life, and you let her die alone without sending the police. You made that choice.
Julie Pratt's daughter Penny was murdered by 2 men after a 000 call taker refused to put her frantic plea for help through to police.
I don't know if you're going to get me bashed. You may not.
Okay, well, you need to tell me what you want.
The grandmother is now a mother for Penny's 2 children, and she's suing the 000 operator Esther, the Emergency Services Telecommunications Authority.
I'm not a police member.
Well, it's destroyed my whole family. My grandkids don't have a mother, I don't have a daughter. My kids don't have their sister. I'm an absolute total mess. I find it hard to go anywhere and do things, like even just to go shopping. I can go all the way to shopping and I see someone that looks like one of the guys that killed my daughter and I have to come home again.
I thought when Joanne died that something would change. And then you look at all the other parolee murders that have happened since and nothing's changed.
Helen Wicking's daughter Joanne was killed by Sean Marafko. The system let him out on parole. The system didn't check where he was. The system let the family down when their blood-curdling phone calls to emergency operators went unheeded. Now the system is getting sued. Victims' families are fighting back.
Well, if you hear someone screaming in the background, and couldn't you track their phone or something?
Hysterical screaming from the children during 5 emergency phone calls wasn't enough to convince operators to dispatch police. Mother of 4 Joanne had been stabbed 4 times. Your mum was trying to call the police?
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't do it?
Yep.
Because she couldn't breathe? So you did it for her?
Yep.
And what did he do?
He just picked the phone up and threw it at me.
Marafko had been on parole for just 18 days when he killed Joanne. Now Nan is raising 4 children by herself. She's determined the system, including the Parole Board and Corrections Victoria, will pay.
Where families have suffered an injury or a loss as a result of the negligence of a service provider, then they might be able to bring a claim in negligence. If they can prove that claim, they're entitled to make a claim for injuries and also for, in the case of children of a person who's died, they can have a dependency claim.
Paula Shelton from Shine Lawyers is representing the family.
Emergency services aren't expected to be perfect. They're expected to be reasonable. So they're held to the standard of a reasonable provider of those kind of services. And we look at some of the cases that we're talking about today, you have to really ask the question, well, was the service that these people got reasonable? And I'd argue that multiple times it wasn't.
So really, in essence, Julie, it's destroyed your life?
It's destroyed my life, yeah. And a lot of my family members, it's destroyed a lot. We all just sort of like do what you're supposed to do, but it's kind of like just living. You're existing. You're just existing. You're not living anymore. Nothing's enjoyable.
For Julie, it's as bad as it gets. She can't even work.
A pension at the moment because I just can't face going to work and seeing people. I can't leave the house sometimes.
But you want to work?
I'm scared of people. I'm scared of people now. I used to like people. I feel uncomfortable with them. I'm looking for things. I'm suspicious of them. I don't know, I'm scared of people.
And all this because a 000 operator was having a bad day.
Please.
Okay, if you want to speak to them, you'll have to call them directly. Do you want me to send police or not?
Yes.
Miss you, Penny. I love you so much.
They have been badly let down, and we will keep you informed of the progress in those court cases.